restroom. Oh, yeah, it was disgusting. I totally blew it up. Are you...
Welcome to another episode of Bad Movies Deep Dive. Today we are exploring the world of Murdercise. It's an hour and 19 minutes, a little longer than the past ones I've done. Only by a few minutes though. That's without the credits. With the credits, like 123 or something like that. Phoebe is an obsessed fitness nerd who gets her big break on a sleazy workout video. After being ridiculed by her co-stars, Phoebe befriends a mafia princess, Wild Child, who teaches her how to murder her way to the top. Kinda, that's, that synopsis, I wouldn't say the mafia girl teaches her how to murder her way to the top. It's more like she tells her off-the-cuff advice kind of thing, and Phoebe takes it the wrong way. Kind of, you know, murder is just business type of thing. It was directed by Angelica D'Alba and Paul Ragsdale, and they've done other movies together. They did Streets of Vengeance and Slash Lorette Party. It was written by Paul Ragsdale, and it stars Kansas Bowling. Kansas Bowling as Phoebe. Her name is Kansas Bowling. That's a fantastic name. She did Cuddly Toys, The Third Saturday in October, Part 5, and Christmas, Bloody Christmas, and some other stuff, some other good-looking stuff that I might be interested in. Nina Lenny Kent as Isabella. She was in OnlyFans / Lorette Party. Jessa Flux as Candy. Slumber Party Slaughter Party. That's right, Slumber Party Slaughter Party. XXXmas. Debbie Does Demons, and of course, Shark Exorcist 2. Ginger Lynn. You ever heard that name before? Ginger Lynn. Huh. As Dominica Stromboli. I think I just call her Ginger. I'll be calling her Ginger in this review. She was in The Devil's Rejects. Not a big part, but she was in it. 31, so she's done some Rob Zombie stuff. And there's a reason Zombie used her. New York Ninja / Lorette Party. So Ginger Lynn she was a porn star back in the 80s and 90s. And she'll still whip them out, apparently. She's like 60 or something now, maybe. She looks it. Doesn't do a bad job in this movie. Like, acting chops, that sort of thing. She does pretty decent. And I'm betting that's why Rob Zombie uses her in some of his movies. Because he likes going back. He likes taking people who were used in kind of, not Grindhouse, but like that sleazy entertainment area of Hollywood, I guess. Like Sid Haig, he was in a ton of Grindhouse in the 70s, and Zombie used him in a bunch of stuff. R.I.P. Crystal Shea as Cassandra, Streets of Vengeance / Lorette Party, and then a handful of adult things prior. Now, I noticed that a lot of these folks have done / Lorette Party. So I'm betting this is one of those instances where a lot of them know each other, kind of how I've talked about in the past. A lot of the low-budget people, they all kind of stick together. Like, hey, we're all making a movie again? All right, let's do it. That sort of thing. So, let's dive into Murdercise from 2023. A girl's working out with the classic 80s look. So this movie is supposed to take place in the 80s. And they kind of drive it home, and Phoebe is talking about Reagan, like their current president sort of thing. Okay, got it. And they do an okay job for a low-budget movie. It does an okay job presenting the 80s. It's not dead on, because a lot of the 80s is kind of looked at through rose-colored glasses, and that's what they're doing here with the bright colors and that sort of thing. So most of the 80s was brown. If I was there, I was little, but I was there, and yeah, your walls were brown. Everything was brown. And then, because there was a lot of flow over from the 70s. So you had the avocado green carpets and things like that until stuff started getting redone in the late 80s. Anyways, I digress. Girl's working out with a classic 80s look, and she's got the Walkman on, all that. And when she's done working out, she hops in the shower. Well, there's your R rating right there.
Well, there's your R rating right there.
Here's something. Calls 911. 911 picks up. What's your address? She says, oh, wait, there's a knock at the door. It's the cops. And the guy's like, oh, don't wait. Don't put the phone down. So she goes and answers the door. 911 says, don't let them in your home. I didn't send anyone yet. So she already let them in. And then as he's saying that, you see the rope or whatever it is they strangle her with go around her neck. It's not a bad scene. Actually, it's a cool opening. I really like it. So she gets strangled. So now we got ladies doing aerobics. They're doing all the aerobic stuff, and it introduces us to them. Kind of that whole, it shows a picture of a person and puts their name next to them. Phoebe says cut, and she storms out. She's the prude of the group, and they're making a workout video for pervs. Is basically what they're doing. There's a guy, I think his name is Chuck, in the movie. I'm going to call him Handyman Guy. He's kind of comedic relief. Handyman Guy is all up on the ladies, and he's dressed awesome, by the way. He's got the short jean shorts, like a midriff cutoff thing. Very 80s. That was a thing in the 80s. And he's, oh, hey ladies, how you doing? Can I get you a soda? Want me to do anything for you? That sort of thing. All the girls are ragging on Phoebe for being a square. And then Ginger Lynn walks in. And she is a mafia wife. She's the big mafia boss in town. She's the wife of him. And she's fronting the money for this movie. Ginger wants her daughter to be in the video for some reason. And she knows exactly what kind of movie this is. It's a pervy aerobics movie from the 80s. But she wants her daughter to be in it. And here comes Isabella in a freaking sweet ride. If anyone knows the type of car this is, please let me know. And she joins the crew. Isabella changes her shirt, and Phoebe holds a jacket up to cover her, which is nice of her. And then director's got to leave. He's got to go take care of something. Leaves Phoebe in charge. And she doesn't have the chops to be in charge. So the crew starts partying. No one's listening to Phoebe. And then Candy says something like, oh, I was in a movie. Let's watch it. It was a horror movie. Like an over-the-top horror movie. They're going to watch it. So she's acting like, okay. So there's this weird scene where it's her movie playing. Weird is she's in the movie. She gets the character in the phone is on the phone, and then she hears something, and she's like, oh, sorry, I had to step away from the phone. I was taking a dump. And then the person on the other end of the phone, I guess, asks for an explanation of it. It gets wild. I'll try to put the clip.
How to use the restroom? Oh, yeah, it was disgusting. I totally blew it up. Are you...
Phoebe turns off the movie, and nobody likes Phoebe because she's not having any fun. Nothing good coming out of Phoebe. They keep watching Candy's movie because everyone's, they run her out of the room. Phoebe is sulking in a corner, and Isabella goes over to talk to her. And this is kind of where that synopsis comes from. She gives her a pep talk. You need to smack him around a bit to be in charge. So then Candy takes the handyman to a back room kind of thing. The handyman is about to get with Candy, but then he rejects her because he doesn't want to ruin his shot at being in the union and making movies, that sort of thing. So you get another R rating, and she's shaking them all around, yelling at the handyman really loudly. Phoebe comes in, says, get back to work or else, and then she's flinging everything around at Phoebe, and Phoebe grabs scissors and stabs Candy. So Phoebe is our killer so far. We'll get to it. We'll get to it in a second. Isabella and the director walk in and find Candy dead. No one suspects Phoebe yet. They're going to take care of this. Isabella's mom's in the mafia. She knows what to do, kind of thing. They tell the crew that Candy is gone. She left, walked off the set. Isabella tells Phoebe, murder happens. It's just business, baby. Phoebe agrees, just business. Ginger's bodyguard takes care of the body. So Ginger says lock the doors and don't let anyone leave. They have to finish this movie. Director makes Phoebe the new cover girl. But then the girls complain. He says, okay, whoever does the best solo can be the cover girl. Handyman runs in a leotard and starts busting moves. So he's trying to be the new cover girl. And they threw this in for comedy relief. That's what I'm looking for. Ginger wants to see one of the crew, this guy Mike, he doesn't really have a major part in this. Ginger wants to see him in an office. Apparently she really likes this guy. Now the director tells him he can go in and do whatever she says, but don't touch her. Her husband's in the mafia. Isabella gives Phoebe a makeover and some cocaine. Phoebe pulls Monique into a room and says she needs to leave. They fight. Phoebe breaks Monique's arm, and it's actually, for a low budget, it looks, the way they did the angles and everything, it looks pretty cool. And smashes her throat with a chair, like a fold-up chair, like pushes it down into her throat, kills her. So they're all doing aerobics, and she's hopped up on blow and super energetic. It's a pretty funny scene. Ginger is having that meeting with that crew guy. She's all over him, makes out with him. It's almost like she's done that before. And then, so she whips out her boobs. This lady's in her 60s. I don't think this was necessary, but whatever. The guy leans back and just whatever. He wants to get. She's going to give him money for a movie, so he'll do whatever it takes. One girl she gives the camera guy, so they're doing their solo stuff, and she gives him like a lap dance or something. And Phoebe's pissed because Isabella is telling her the girl's probably blowing him, and she's, well, why can't they just do it through hard work and merit? And Isabella's like, well, this is America. You just blow someone, you can get whatever you want. Phoebe kills the camera guy. Cassandra sees it. She runs for it. Phoebe runs after her, and Cassandra flags down a cop car, but it's the killer cops from the beginning of the movie. And now everyone knows that Phoebe is the killer. Because Cassandra saw her kill Mike, or the camera guy. Director is trying to figure out what to do. Okay, so at this point in the movie, the tone of the movie totally shifts. We're in the third act, and it's no longer fun and lighthearted anymore. It suddenly goes to this, like, serious serial killer kind of vibe. It's really strange. The first half is fun 80's throwback kind of thing, and then we move into very serious two guys who are looking to kill these folks and have them, like, held as, like, kind of kidnapped. Killer cop shows up. Killer cop busts in on Ginger and Mike, the guy she was loving on. It sends them out into the main room. Phoebe is hiding in the closet. Cop comes in the room that Phoebe is hiding in with Cassandra, and Phoebe is watching. Cop strangles Cassandra, bashes her head in on the table. Cop makes a girl dance on a chair, and he's like, do it like Flashdance. Like, remember that? You might not remember, but there's a movie called Flashdance where there's a famous chair dancing scene from the 80's. So she does, like, some weird dance on a chair, and yet they tell her to take it off, but not her top or her pants. The guy wants her to take off her shoes, and it's a really gross scene of some guy sucking on her toes, and it's really, really gross. Phoebe runs into Handyman. She takes a hammer from him. Handyman is wearing like a Jason mask, like a hockey mask, and I think he has a chainsaw. Cops are on Isabella and Ginger now. They're trying to mess with them. Phoebe hits the cop on Isabella. Okay, so there's a cop on Isabella, and Phoebe bashes him in the back of the head with a hammer. Director shoots a cop in the ear, and he runs for it. Isabella saves Ginger. The cop is strangling Phoebe. Isabella smashes his head in, because Phoebe's hit didn't kill him. But Isabella does kill him. Handyman with a chainsaw and hockey mask comes in, for some reason. So there's a little... He's the comedy. And they tried with him at the end here to make it a little funny. Phoebe grabs the chainsaw, cuts the cop's fingers off with the chainsaw. Phoebe chainsaws into his head, right down the middle, blood spraying all over, and the head is so obviously fake. It's fantastic. It looks like a head you would have bought maybe at Halloween Spirit Halloween store. Ginger says the director still needs to finish the movie, and Phoebe is the cover girl because I think she's the only girl that left alive. I think the girl dancing on the chair. I can't. Cassandra gets killed. I think the girl dancing on the chair. Oh, I missed that. She had her gut cut open, and her intestines spilled out. That was Ginger invites Phoebe to join her mafia family because apparently she's a homicidal maniac. Could always use one of those in the mafia, apparently. Cuts to an American flag and Phoebe saying crack is whack. And then it rolls the credits. So, should this bad movie be watched? I'd say the first... I mean, because of the tonal shift, it's really strange. So be prepared for that. It's fun if you're looking for like an 80's vibe kind of thing in a modern... shot on modern equipment. It's got a few, the crack is whack thing is funny, and the handyman guy is funny. Some Ginger does a decent performance. Phoebe is okay performance wise, and the other girls probably could do better. Candy, who plays Candy? Candy is really over the top. Jessa Flux. And I think it's supposed to be over the top. So it's not bad if that's what you're expecting. But that tonal shift at the end kind of throws you for a loop. And you kind of have to reset your mind of what's going on in the movie. Like, oh, okay, we're not having fun anymore. Lightheartedness. We're doing a serious, like, two killers kind of thing. Okay, I can do that. So if you're prepared for that and you're in for an okay time, give it a watch. It's on Tubi. It's free. Why not? I'm not sure what I'm doing next time. I haven't decided. But be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out what the next one is. This was Bad Movies Deep Dive. See you next time.